A massive transformation is quietly unfolding deep inside China, one that could completely reshape the future of more than 300 million people. Hidden behind the headlines and largely unnoticed by the outside world, China is building what may become the largest inland waterway system on Earth. A 3,200-kilometer super-waterway stretching from the country's northern interior all the way to the South China Sea. While the world knows about iconic projects like the Beijing-Hangzhou Grand Canal, few realize that China is now attempting something even more ambitious, a gigantic north-to-south economic artery designed to rewrite the geography of trade itself. The project is called the Han-Xiang-Guai Corridor. It begins along the Han River in northern China's Shaanxi province, passes through Hebei and Hunan, continues into Guangxi, and finally reaches the Beibu Gulf, opening directly into international sea routes. In simple terms, China is trying to create a second Yangtze River, but this time running vertically across the country instead of horizontally. And the reason behind it is surprisingly simple. Almost all of China's major rivers naturally flow from west to east. The Yangtze flows east, the Yellow River flows east, the Pearl River flows east. For centuries, this geography created a huge limitation. China never had a major north-south inland shipping route. That single geographic problem shaped the country's economy for generations. China's eastern coastal provinces became rich because they had direct access to global shipping lanes through powerful waterways like the Yangtze and Pearl Rivers. Meanwhile, the inland provinces, places like Shaanxi, Hubei, Hunan, and Guangxi, were left at a major disadvantage. If factories in central China wanted to export goods to Southeast Asia, products first had to travel thousands of kilometers eastward to coastal ports before ships could finally head south. The transportation costs became enormous. Economists even have a term for this problem, the tyranny of distance. And this is where water transport changes everything. Moving cargo by truck is expensive, rail is cheaper, but still costly. Inland waterways, however, are dramatically more efficient. Shipping goods by water can cost only a fraction of what road transport requires. That difference may sound technical, but economically, it changes everything. Whoever controls a major waterway controls industrial growth. And China understands that very clearly. That's why the Han-Xiang-Guai Corridor has become a national strategic project. As part of China's long-term transportation blueprint, the government plans to create a massive high-grade inland waterway network connecting over 150 major cities by 2035. And construction is already moving rapidly. At the southern end of the corridor lies the Pinglu Canal, currently the most advanced section of the project. Stretching over 134 kilometers and costing more than 72 billion yuan, this canal is designed to handle huge 5,000-ton ships. Construction only began in 2022, yet progress has already passed 90%. Water has filled major sections of the canal, giant ship locks are being tested, and full navigation is expected before the end of this year. This is not just another infrastructure project. The Pinglu Canal will become the first canal built in modern China that directly connects inland rivers to the open sea. And once operational, it could dramatically reduce transportation costs across southern China. Goods from Guangxi and southwest China will no longer need to detour through crowded eastern ports. Instead, cargo can move directly southward through Qinzhou Port and into international shipping routes. The new route cuts more than 560 kilometers from traditional transport paths and is expected to save billions of dollars every year. Major industries are already preparing for this future. Chinese manufacturing giant BYD has strategically positioned facilities near the canal in anticipation of lower logistics costs. And that's only the beginning. Further north, Hubei province is investing over 200 billion yuan to transform the Han River into a true super-waterway. Massive ship locks are being expanded, waterways deepened, and new navigation systems constructed. By 2028, huge 3,000-ton vessels are expected to move directly through the region. At the same time, neighboring provinces are building supporting river projects to connect smaller waterways into one giant integrated system. But the most important and most difficult piece of the entire corridor is still waiting to be completed, the Xiang-Guai Canal. This proposed canal would connect Hunan and Guangxi, permanently linking the Yangtze River Basin with the Pearl River Basin for the first time in modern history. In many ways, this is the crown jewel of the entire project. The challenge is enormous. Engineers would need to overcome difficult terrain, environmentally sensitive regions, and staggering construction costs, estimated at around 150 billion yuan. Right now, the canal remains in the feasibility stage, but momentum is growing rapidly. Chinese officials and transportation experts increasingly describe the Xiangwei Canal as one of the country's most strategically important future infrastructure projects. And the reason goes far beyond shipping alone. This corridor could fundamentally transform China's internal migration patterns. For decades, millions of people from central and western China left their hometowns behind to work in factories along the coast. Entire generations migrated eastward, searching for economic opportunity, often leaving behind elderly parents and children in rural communities. But the real reason this happened was simple. Industries concentrated near the coast because transportation costs inland were too high. Now that equation may finally change. With cheap water transport, manufacturers could begin relocating inland. Regions with lower land costs, abundant labor, and direct waterway access suddenly become extremely attractive for heavy industry, chemicals, equipment manufacturing, and new energy sectors. Cities along the canal route could evolve into massive industrial hubs filled with factories, ports, logistics centers, and high-paying jobs. And for millions of families, that could mean something incredibly important. People may no longer need to leave home just to build a future. The project also carries huge geopolitical significance. ASEAN has become China's largest trading partner, yet exports from central China still rely heavily on eastern coastal routes. Once the Han-Xiangwei corridor is fully operational, goods will be able to flow directly southward into the Beibu Gulf and towards Southeast Asia, cutting roughly 1,200 kilometers from traditional shipping routes. In a world shaped by rising geopolitical tensions and global supply chain uncertainty, China is clearly trying to build something bigger than a canal. It is building an entirely new internal economic system, one that is more secure, more connected, and less dependent on vulnerable coastal bottlenecks. The Han-Xiangwei Grand Canal is not simply a trench dug through mountains and rivers. It is a century-scale engineering project designed to reshape China's economic geography itself. The Pinglu Canal is nearly ready, the Han River upgrades are accelerating, and all eyes are now focused on the final missing piece, the Xiangwei Canal. Because the day this giant waterway network is finally completed may also become the day China's inland heartland gains something it has lacked for centuries, a direct path to the sea.